Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan Black, or as many of you know me from around these various communities as TheWylds. I am terribly excited to get to play a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with all of these wonderful people, and for all of you wonderful people in the various communities that have come together to kind of make this thing possible. Um, all four of these people are wonderful people, as all of you know. I know that for me personally, when I am in their spaces, I feel safe and secure in a way that we don't get everywhere else in the world. And so to get to share this space with them online is really exciting for me. We are, I think, really dedicated to telling all of you a good story. And for three people who have played very little Dungeons and Dragons, and for three of these streamers, and for Claire and myself, who I think have played a fair bit of Dungeons and Dragons, um, with our powers combined, I think that we're going to make something really special for everyone. So thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time, whether you're watching stream really intently or you're washing dishes or, taking a shower or whatever it is you're doing while stream is on in the background. Thanks so much for being here. So, um, I have been DMing for now 22 years, kind of a forever DM to a certain degree, but I have quite a long history of doing this. Um, Starting off with Vampire the Masquerade, the original system from White Wolf, way back when I was 13 years old, and I found an old source book in my high school aged brother's stuff in our closet, a closet that I should not have been in. But I found it. I was in there anyway, and I found it, and I was super excited about getting to play a vampire with my friends, and it's just sort of grown from there. And so again, I'm just super happy and super excited to be here. We're going to kind of go around one person at a time, just to make sure that everybody is acquainted with everyone who's here, and they're going to tell you just for now the name of their character that they are playing, and then we're going to jump kind of right into the story. So why don't we start off with Claire? Claire, would you introduce yourself and also the name of your character?
Put me on the spot first. I love it. Hi. For those who don't know me, my name is Professor Claire. I'm an actual professor. I teach about video games as literature at my local college. That is the short and sweet intro. I have a much longer intro that I can do. Follow me for more. And my character is Elson Brightmane, Leonin Paladin.
Wonderful and lovely. Thank you so much. Soup, would you introduce yourself and your character's name?
Hi, my name is Soup. You can also call me Aubrey, but I'll respond to either. And I stream here on Twitch, and my character is Fox. She is a sorcerer dragonborn.
Soup, could we get that one more time? It felt like it cut out just very briefly on your character's first name.
Oh, did it? Okay, let me get close. Actually, my mic is not in position. Hello. Okay. Yes, my character's name is Rain Silvox, and she is a dragonborn sorcerer.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Mango, would you please introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, hello. I am Mangotron. I work in the tech field by day, and I do hair by night. Only Professor Claire's hair, really, right now, and my own. My character's name is Airy Everbright, who is a tiefling fighter.
Lovely. And finally, CaptainOden, would you introduce yourself and your character?
Hello, I'm Odin. I've been streaming a long time, and Wilds came to me with this idea, and we've been gone through a couple iterations of lineups, but we're here, very excited. I am playing Tully, who is a dwarf artificer.
Awesome. Okay. I mean, really, with that, everyone, if everyone is ready, if they're all buckled in, strapped in, and holding on to your butts, we can jump right into the story.
Yeah?
I'm nervous, but yes,
Let's do it.
yes.
Let's get this.
From here on out, we won't make any mistakes. So that's what I just want to lead with that.
Oh my god,
That
I
it
think my
is.
internet might be crashing.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, get it out of the way now. You know.
Oh, no.
I'm not the right person for that.
Um,
Blue screen. Oh,
no,
no.
but It will be a perfect campaign. This is a no-hit campaign, so no characters will ever take damage. So that's going to be really
Amazing.
cool.
No rolling the dice. Everyone gets nat 20 also.
Everyone gets nat 20s every. That's correct, or nat ones. It's only one or the other. Yeah, coin flip. For
Oh,
sure.
dang.
Wow.
Coin
Yeah,
flip.
it's gonna be brutal. All right, so here we go. For those of you who don't know, our story is taking place in a homebrewed, custom world, a created world called Avved, which is a desert world. If your various streaming if my various streaming partners would kind of navigate over to the map that I have at the foot of the table, you can show them our world map, our area map at the very least. And Avved is this massive expanse of desert where water is scarce and some advanced civilization once lived but is now long, long, long gone. And the people who live in Aved are doggedly determined to pick through those pieces of scrap that they can find and bring it back to their civilizations, their cities, their towns, their tribes in an effort to not just survive the sands of Aved, but also to thrive in the sands of Aved. And so, as our story begins, our party sees a doorway up ahead of them, a sheet of metal partially obscured by its frame, but just open enough to slip through. Beyond it, you see a faint blue light glowing, making seeing what's through the doorway almost impossible as it shines into your eyes. Your group slides their way through the half-open arch and into the room beyond. This space is cavernous and echoes with your footsteps despite how softly you might be stepping. Thousands of pounds of imminent death sit above you, sand held at bay by a massive, slanting wall of glass. The stalled avalanche is illuminated by that soft blue light, which shines upward and outward from a panel just below the glass's lowest point. Around you are empty metal cavities, fractured black screens, all sitting above consoles and control ports, and they stare back at you like the blackened and jagged teeth of a sand shark. You've been to places like this before, though maybe not as large. But you're here to find something, anything that looks like it might still work or that you might be able to get working again. Your group fans out, shadows sliding across the dusty walls as you begin your search. You are just beginning to open compartments and drawers when suddenly you hear a scratching sound coming from the walls to your left and right. Bursting from dark metal cases on each wall are a swarm of defense bots, each equipped with a lethal-looking spike extending down from its midsection. Red lights begin to blink on the round dome above the spikes as the horde surges toward your party. Let's roll for initiative.
And we just getting right into it.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Into the thick of it.
Is initiative a d20?
It sure
Yes.
is, and you should have an initiative bonus on your sheets.
Yes.
I love having the sheets in here. This is neat.
A car just drove past my house and honked what I can only describe as a 1940s car horn. Like one of those things.
I have no initiative bonus. I have 15.
15.
I don't.
I think I accidentally made more dice. How am I making this harder for myself?
You can hit clear and it will get rid of them.
Oh
Hit
my
clear.
gosh, Claire.
You're okay. You're fine. Everyone, just so you know, we did a one-shot several weeks back where we all just wanted to kind of see if we were going to work well as a playing group. And that was on a different tabletop simulator map.
Completely different.
Completely different. And so tonight is actually the first time they're seeing this new
I have a
one.
13. I rolled a 13. Okay. Sorry.
I'm at
It took me a
10.
while to find where my initiative bonus was.
All right, give me one moment. Okay, Mango, you had a what?
15.
All right, Odin had a 10.
10.
Soup had a 13. And what does Claire have?
8.
Claire has an 8.
Shazra's spying on us? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
God. That's illegal.
Oh, surely.
That's illegal. Okay, great. Now that I have everyone's initiatives down, before we begin combat, we should figure out how we got here. So let's step back in time to just a few days ago. The sun rises over the sands of Avved. Its yellow light falling. Oh no, my thing. Here we go. That's not part of the story. The sun, its yellow light falling over the vast desert that seems to extend forever in every direction. Bands of Saruks slither across the dunes while giant vultures soar in the skies above, always scanning the sands below for their next meal. As our view floats down from the back of one such vulture, our vision falls upon the settlement of Draketh. Scrappy and scraggly, and like the contents of a suitcase gave birth to a town, Draketh is anything but ordinary. The sandy streets wind their way through small mudwall homes, sprawling cloth tents, and sunken pit dwellings that provide shelter to Draketh's people. Traders, tinkerers, and fighters hawk their skills and wares up and down almost every street and alley. The few small water basins in the city are protected as intensely as they are maintained. There's never enough water for everyone, and the city's small ruling council is always looking for ways to improve the water supply. As our vision floats above one such basin, we can see a long line of people waiting with buckets for their turn to gather water, not knowing when they'll get the chance to do so again. On the west side of the city is the fearsome mountain peak that gives Draketh its name. This lone obelisk blocks westerly winds, provides shade in the evenings, and even collects and drains dew down into the city's cool in the city in the cool desert mornings. Finally, a soft clanging begins to emanate from a nearby window. We slip through the empty pane and into a bedroom where a figure still slumbers now, late into the morning. A metal box with a hammer arm rhythmically bangs onto its attached dome, sounding out a piercing ping with every strike, an arrow firmly pointing at a dial that glows bright red. It's clear this person has overslept something they set an alarm for. Mango, would you please introduce us to your character?
To be fair, I feel kind of attacked because I'm usually running late. My character is Ari Everbright, as I mentioned earlier. She is a 28-year-old tiefling fighter with an unshakable, optimistic, bubbly spirit. She comes from Draketh, where her parents, Henrose and Cleopatra, run the incredibly successful Paradise Trade Park, one of Avved's most renowned trading markets. This comfortable upbringing, though, has given Ari a naturally trusting and sometimes naive view of the world. Despite Ari's, some would say, privileged background, she chose to join the Skraptics in an effort to actively contribute to and expand her family's esteemed trading business. And though she approaches these expeditions with kind of an almost childlike wonder, Aries constantly training to be a stronger fighter, driven by a deep desire to shield her fellow Skraptics from harm.
Oh, that's wonderful. Streamer friends, I'm going to start some background music. This is that thing in the top of Tabletop Sim. You might want to adjust the slider on this, just in case it's too loud. Here it comes. One moment. Whoop. Just so we have a little something other than silence and voices. Okay.
Love it.
So, Ari, now that you are awake, what do you do? You're late for your assignment briefing at the Skraptic headquarters, as you're now like kind of foggily remembering.
I'm late. I throw on my clothes and do my best to get out of the door.
Gotcha. So as you're kind of getting your things together, somewhat hurriedly, I would expect, your mother Cleopatra pokes her head into the room, thanking you for turning that alarm off finally. Oh, thank you, Ari. It's been going for, I feel like, hours now. Thank you for turning it off.
Oh, of course. Of course. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that I overslept. Do we have anything for breakfast that I can just grab really quick on my way out?
Ask one of the servants in the hallway. I'm not sure what's in stock right now in the kitchen. Not really the kind of thing that I pay attention to, honey. I'm sorry. Also, I know that you've overslept, but you are still up earlier than normal, so don't bother your father. You're normally still asleep when he leaves, and he likes a quiet in the morning before the market opens.
Of course, Mom. No worries. Thanks again. And then I give her a kiss on the cheek and head out to see if there's any food that I can grab on my way out the door.
Absolutely. So your home is huge and gorgeous, right? This sort of opulence afforded to like the owner of the most successful trading operation in all of Draketh. You know, Hinrose Everbright, as you said, your father. As you begin to kind of head toward the kitchen, I'm going to say it's in the same direction that maybe the outside, like the exit door for the estate is. And as you're heading in that direction, maybe kind of keeping quiet, because again, it's early in the morning, you're not trying to disturb anyone. You begin to hear shouting coming from the chamber that's to the right of the main door to the estate, and you can distinctly hear your father's voice shouting.
So I'd walk. Is the door closed?
It's not quite closed. It's very, very slightly open, almost closed, but not quite.
Okay. I would slowly peek my head in, just to see what the shouting is all about.
Okay.
I would probably go, Dad, is everything okay?
So as you kind of poke your head in and say that, Hinrose turns over to you and is shocked to see you. He can't believe that your head is like in the door, and you see this man standing across from your father's desk, and he's wearing this big black billowing cloak. He's got the hood pulled up over his head, and as this other man turns to look at you, you see that he has these small round scars kind of like all over his face, as well as one green eye and one blue eye, is heterochromia. He looks at you and then looks back at Hinrose and looks just like furious. Like this guy is absolutely pissed off. And before Hinrose can say anything, before you can say anything, he just sweeps toward the door, and pushes past you and leaves the estate.
Bye, friend! See you later. And then I'll walk into the room and just say, Dad, Mom thought that you were still sleeping. What's going on?
Oh, no, honey, I'm usually up this early. I just oftentimes prefer to sit here in my study and enjoy the sun as it comes in through the windows during the dawn, but that luxury wasn't afforded to me today, unfortunately.
And who is that angry-looking person that was just in here?
Someone who is more upset than he should be. That's what I'll say.
Well, why is he upset, though? Is there anything I can do to help?
He just raises a hand and says, Ari, I appreciate your interest in the situation, but I have it well in hand. You should focus on your assignment today.
Okay, Dad. Just let me know if there's anything I can ever help you with.
Of course. I appreciate you so dearly. And he walks over and just gives you a kiss on your forehead, and then places a hand on your shoulder and kind of walks you back over to the door.
I give him a kiss on the cheek goodbye, and then head out to find food and successfully get out of this estate.
Ari is very food motivated, confirmed.
Extremely food motivated, yes.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We're going to go out adventuring. I need to have something in my system.
Breakfast is just a meal with good PR. That's what I'm saying.
Damn, I have no,
hot take, but okay.
argument for that. Yeah. I love breakfast food.
And
This is also the last session of D&D. I will.
Wow. Wow.
That was everyone's house. Thank you.
2 a.m. Taco Bell is the most superior of all meals, and everyone knows that.
That is honestly
I don't
fair.
eat fast food.
That is honestly fair. No, I'm with the DM on this.
I'm just saying. As you, Ari, leave the study, I should say, to head out to find food, and then head over to the Skraptic headquarters. Our camera jumps up and over to another side of town, where we sweep in through the window and into a more humble home. A plate of barbecued shish kebabs is placed onto the table, steaming with heat and filling the kitchen with a pleasantly spicy aroma. Rain, you need to eat. You're leaving on assignment later, and I know these Skraptic foremen, Aunt Peggy or whatever her name is, they don't always leave time for lunch before they boot you out into the sand. Soup, would you please introduce us to your character?
Yes, so my character, Rain Slovaks, and she is the youngest little runt of her litter, and she happened to be born with albinism. Let me scroll over here so you guys can see her. She was born into a family of very proud, accomplished brass dragons, and she was born albino, and her father was a guard at the Oasis. She grew up in
You so good.
Fulgros. I'm showing off the map your beautiful artwork. She grew up over here in Fulgros on the west side. And her father was a fierce guard at the Oasis of Fulgros over on the east side. And that sort of became her family's, like, her family's thing. It's like he made it a part of his, like, goal to pass that down to his children and train all of his kids to be very, like, physically adept. You know, the Dragonborn are very proud of their prowess, and Rain was sort of a little, not disappointment, but very different from her siblings, and was not able to follow in the footsteps of her siblings. Speaking of her siblings, her eldest sister, Ilara, was a very successful Skraptic. She chose to use her physical prowess to make a little bit of money and move to the east side, as everyone growing up on the west side was, of course, jealous of the people on the east. But she was able to use her martial arts knowledge into becoming a very successful Skraptic, starting a family with her beautiful, wonderful wife on the west side. Wait, sorry, the east side. I am directionally challenged, I think. And her wife's family comes from a line of clerics and scholars and sages dedicated to the study of the Oasis, as this Oasis is this mystical place in Fulgros with a never-ending source of water, and that has risen gay dragon. Yeah, and her wife's lizard folk, so they're the gay reptiles. Wait, are lizards reptiles? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The gay reptiles. Hell yeah. And so her family is part of this very long line history of peoples who were dedicated to their religion, surrounding the mysticism of the Oasis, and as well as the study of how to maintain it and possibly expand on it. And so Rain was since she was not able to follow in her the footsteps of her siblings in terms of physical strength, she was, however, drawn to this magical strength of the oasis and of the and from what she had learned from her sister's wife, and was studying with her in their family at the oasis and training in magic. And she, one evening, was making a special trip to this oasis to special, like, they were doing a special trip out there to gain some knowledge, and it was a little magical event, and the spirit of the oasis had blessed Rain Rain with the magic of the oasis, and she took her training, studying at the oasis, and this new magical power of hers, and wanted to follow in her sister's footsteps in a slightly different path and become and use her magical powers to become a Skraptic. Yes. Okay.
All right. So as your sister sits that plate of shish kebabs down on the table in front of you, she walks over to sort of the small kitchen area in your home there in Draketh, and lifts up this like stone bucket and says, "Oh, damn it, this water bucket's getting warm again." And she kind of turns around, looks at you, and kind of like gives you one of those like big toothy smiles and says, "Rain, you wanna do it?"
Of course. As per usual, I suppose I'll help out with the water. Cast a little.
Just, if you could fill it up and just make sure it's cold. I like it when it's cold.
Yes, I know. And wait.
Not even the kind of thing in this situation that you need to roll for or anything like that. This is like, you're not in combat or anything. We could, you just,
Okay.
you have that
Yes.
power available.
I do. Wait, apparate? That's the word, right? I apparate some ice cubes into the bucket and some water as well.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. It's just gonna keep us cool all day. I really appreciate it. And she kind of turns around and places it inside of like a fully stone, like very simplistic kind of cooler kind of a thing. And closes the door and comes back over and sits down across the kitchen table from you and says, "Okay, listen. I have a feeling that whatever assignment you're getting today is going to be bigger than the ones you've had before, okay? More involved and more dangerous. So just let me know before you leave town if you want any help or anything, okay? Ash wouldn't want you heading off without every advantage we can give you."
Yes, I know, and I'm very grateful to have your help, but I really need to prove myself, and I need to do this on my own.
Because we're like, I'm serious. We're both here. We can, we can help. We can, like, I know I just slashed things with an halberd, and she gestures over to the living room wall where her like 8-foot tall, 8-foot long halberd is like on a display rack above a couch. Like, I know that that's kind of my thing, and you, I guess, blast people with pure magical essence, which, to each their own. But I know that's the slashing thing is me, and you do your own thing. But just let me know if there's anything I can do to help, okay?
Yes, I will. I know. I am very grateful to everything that you and Ash have already given me. And I would hate to ask for more, but I will let you know. Thank you.
I think when you say that, you're thankful and that you want to do this on your own, I think she smiles and just gives you like a brief thumbs up, and then she checks a little like dial watch on her wrist and says, Well, okay, Ash and the kids are coming back soon from their walk, and you need to get over there. Do you have your crystal, right? The magic
Yes.
thing that you have?
Yes, thank you. I have my rings and my shawl. I would never
Okay.
let them leave my sight.
Rings and a shawl. Cool. Are you sure you don't want like a broadsword or many daggers?
You know what? I think I might struggle to carry your sword, but thank you for the offer.
We've got claymore, spears, short swords, maybe like a crossbow that shoots swords, anything. I mean, like just the pow from your fists, huh?
Yep, that's all I need.
Okay, great, cool. Yeah, me too. Me too. And she like awkwardly leans on the kitchen door frame and like tries to look cool.
All right, Elora, I must head out now.
Okay, be safe. Find something good. Come back alive.
I
And
will.
she like grabs your pack up off the ground and slips it over your shoulders and onto your back and gives it a big slap.
Yes, and then I head out the door and on to my Skraptic assignment.
Yeah. As you step out of the house, you look just up the street toward the Draketh South Skraptic Coalition's headquarters. You can see Skraptics, tradespeople, and merchants starting to filter into the building for the day. But we now jump over once again to a small apartment connected to a workshop connected to the Draketh South Skraptic Coalition's headquarter building. An old dwarf grunts and groans as he does his best to swing his legs from the middle of his small bed to the side. His eyes are a touch milky, and his bones and joints are stiff. His beard is nearly all gray through, though there are still streaks of black here and there. He pushes himself up onto his fists and looks over at the door. Come on now, give me your hand. I don't want to be in bed all day, do I, son? Odin, would you please introduce us to your character?
Yeah. Let's go. Standing in front of a workbench, moving with the grace of a classically trained ballerina, amongst his various hunks of metal and scrap, is the dune dwarf artificer Holy Stornstock. He stands tall for a dwarf at 5 feet even. Love a short king. Medium-length brown hair pushed back and held by a pair of goggles. His focused face instantly eases with the sound of his father's voice, and he moves quickly to Ruben's side. No, we can't have that. Up you go.
As you lift your dad onto his feet, he grabs a nearby cane. It's made up of several gyroscopic pieces that reach down to an articulated claw foot, working as a cane and as a grabber when needed. He shuffles out of the room and into the kitchen. Today's the day, huh? Going out in the field? Where's she send you, that same scrap heap east of town? He says as he walks over to the kitchen island and sits down on a stool.
Follow over to a stool next to him and sit down. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that that's the same place. She hasn't sent me much else besides there.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened, but son, I don't think she's got faith in you anymore, and I think she's holding you back, scaling you back at the very least. You gotta get back out there. You were born to get out in those dangerous places, and what if the kids bust a cap and some monsters, and I don't know, find a circuit board or whatever it is that kids like these days.
He kind of gives Ruben the look that we've probably all given our parents anytime they ask us to like open a an Excel spreadsheet or something, of just that like, aw. Well, it's steady work, Dad. It's the money that we need.
He kind of sighs and sits forward on the kitchen island with his, hands kind of balled up into a matched fist kind of a thing, laced his fingers together. And he just doesn't even kind of raise the issue any further. Doesn't pursue the issue any further. Instead, he says, "By the way, when are you gonna fix up that helper thing for me? Isn't supposed to be able to do more than bring me oatmeal?"
I'm trying, Dad. I have a few more parts that I think I need to find, and hopefully this expedition that I'll be on will get me the final things that I need. I want something here in the house when I'm not here with you.
Well, I mean, the one that you've got right now is just, again, it can bring me oatmeal, but that's about it. About that time, you begin to see a shimmer of light blossom behind a nearby door, a door that you know is a broom closet. And you look over and realize that you can also you're starting to hear some beeps happening from behind that door.
Okay. Kind of give a little annoyed shrug and get up and walk over and open the door.
So out from inside the door, doesn't burst, but kind of smoothly slides the current helper, which you have created for your father, EJ. That shimmer of light that was pouring out from beneath the door kind of shimmers and coalesces into this sort of very simplistic, ASCII face, I think is what it would call, like an emoticon face up above its body. And it just has cartoon question marks floating up in front of it as it's confused about what has been happening. And it just says, "How can I assist you?"
Time to get ready, friend. We have a job to do.
Oh, damn it. You let him out. That blasted thing keeps telling me to get up and walk around like my blasted knees don't hurt enough, your father says from over at the kitchen island. You hear EJ say, "Low impact exercises improve blood flow and is shown to increase positive health outcomes by up to 69%
Dad, you know that EJ just has your best intentions. I programmed him to help you around here.
Yep, oatmeal, walking. You know me, those are the two things in this world that I love.
If he ever bothers you, you just call him by his government name, Edward Jacob.
I do that sometimes when he's being particularly antsy. Like he was telling me the other day that there are images out there that are generated by artificial intelligences, but I don't know if that's true or not.
He has a pretty good sensor for that. You just have to see if the image is yellowing.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. It was on the inner tube, so.
Okay. So
you don't want to stay here and riff on EJ for another couple of hours.
I think we probably could for a while.
I think we probably could.
So Tully's just kind of smiling with a endearment at his father, kind of trying to keep himself going. Usually on jobs like this, Tully kind of gets a little flashback of remembering what kind of a dad Ruben's always been to him, and that he's kind of like a legend in the artificer community, and as far as artificers go, taught Tully everything that he knows. So these little banters mean a lot to him. He's kind of amplifies him before his jobs. So Tully's kind of just smiling and going,
Okay, Dad. Well, Aunt Peggy's waiting for me, and I should be getting out. You're going to be okay.
I'll be fine. Oh, I almost forgot before you go. I got you these delivered right to me, special ordered and all. I used a little money, okay? And he tosses you a small, like felt pouch over. As you catch it, you can feel that whatever is inside of the pouch squishes just a little bit.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Okay. I take a little peek inside.
You see something. I'm not going to reveal it to everyone just yet, but you see something inside that makes you excited. I'll say that.
Oh, thank you, Dad. I appreciate this.
Anytime. And he kind of sits at the island, and you see EJ already over at the little kitchen counter whipping up oatmeal once again. And just as you close the door on the way out, you hear your father's voice say, "Damn it, EJ!" And then the door closes. As you step out and into the main workshop space, you see a couple dozen tradespeople taking up positions at various workbenches. In short order, there's a veritable cacophony of sound, sparks, and magical off-gassing as the Skraptic Coalition's artificers get to work for the day. You head downstairs and toward the meeting hall at the front of the DSSC headquarters, waiting for the week's assignments to get handed out. As you do, your eyes briefly fall on a stark white dragonborn walking in through the doors, before you turn and look up at the balcony. Our camera now sweeps away and over to the west of Draketh, on the edge of the city that sits against the mountain. The hustle and bustle of the city quiets as our view zooms toward a reddish pillar of stone, crowned by the prostrated crowned by the prostrated shape of a being in worship. Claire, would you please introduce us to your character?
Yeah. So you see Elson Brightmane, who is kneeling in prayer, almost trance-like, in what's a very typical morning ritual for him. He is a Leonin, which is essentially a bipedal lion of the nomadic Brightmane Pride, and he is a paladin. He is away from his pride at the moment on a pilgrimage, and he's working as a Skraptic as part of said pilgrimage. The leader of the pride is known as the Voice, and that is a role that was held by his father and is now being held by his older brother. As you observe this 7-foot tall, broad-shouldered, muscled lion man, you can see that he has cream-colored fur against this very vibrant golden mane. He keeps the lower part of his mane braided in the tradition of the Brightmane Pride. That's a way to identify himself and to identify which pride he is a part of and loyal to. He's wearing this sort of piecemeal armor, which is mostly leather with some cobbled together steel plates along his chest and along his shoulders. And he wears this long sort of olive and brown cowl that extends down his back. And it wraps around the top of his head to keep the sand out of that luscious mane. You can also see a great sword sheathed across his back, and it glints in the morning light as he's reciting his morning prayer. Lead us to certainty when we would have doubt. Fill us with courage when we would know fear. Grant us your light when we would wander in darkness. As sure as your dawn will rise, hear my prayer, Morning Lord. And as he finishes this prayer, he gets to his feet, and he's gets kind of an idea based on where the sun is that it is time to get moving.
So yes, as you lift your head toward the city before you, your thoughts are just briefly filled with the idea of there being so many souls in the city that want nothing more than stability and safety. And you'd like to help them all, but as you said, with where the sun is, you need to get to the Skraptic HQ. You stand and rapidly climb down the pillar, landing lithely on the rocky sand below. You take off running toward the city's outskirts, arriving at a plaza just inside the perimeter. On top of a dais, in the middle of the plaza, stands a man in a billowing black cloak. He calls out to the passing crowd, announcing his pilgrimage is beginning. I plan to go west, to find salvation, to trust in the gods, and to prove my faith that they will send us relief, he cries passionately to the crowd. His face is covered in small round scars, and as you pass by, you notice his eyes are different colors, one green and one blue. Those eyes fall on you, and he nods in your direction. As you continue on, you quicken your steps and arrive at the Skraptic headquarters to find a large crowd already amassed. Arriving at about the same time as you is a tiefling woman with bluish skin. She has 2 swords slung over her back and is looking excitedly upward toward the balcony. You've seen her a few times before, training in the courtyard with some half-elf that looks old enough to be her father. No one is stepping up to the balcony yet, so you have some time. Do you want to say anything to this tiefling?
Sure. Elson's a friendly enough guy. And also a very shy guy. But he's gonna walk over. Nice swords. And he's gonna just, like, point to his. Like,
Thanks.
Where'd you get them?
Where you have it? My trainer actually helped me craft them.
You crafted those.
So-
Remarkable.
So I kind of went ahead and made my own. He said there's nothing like a sword that you make yourself.
I can respect that. Seen you around before. Elson, Brightmane Pride, extends his hand.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ari. I can tell we're gonna be fast friends.
Well, we'll be something like that. We certainly won't be enemies.
Don't fight it. Have you had breakfast yet? I haven't
Bang!
had-
Thunk! Goes the sound of a heavy door up somewhere above you. Striding out onto the middle of the balcony is an older human woman. She is tanned to all get out, with her dark hair pulled into a messy ponytail, topped with a pair of welder's goggles. She's got a tooth or two missing here and there, but smiles wryly at a dwarf with a bushy mustache on the upper level as she passes by him. A thick binder held tightly against her side next to the tie-dye shirt she wears and apron. She makes a big show of lifting the binder onto a lectern, her arms flexing to show off a not forgettable amount of muscle beneath her wrinkled skin. She raises her hands and shushes the crowd. A quick and defiant chant of "Peggy, Peggy, Peggy, Peggy" begins to rise, and she cuts a quick chop through the air, and everyone falls into a tense silence. All right, you bunch of malcontents and rapscallions, you bunch of junk herders, you Skraptics. It's time for your weekly assignments. Just like always, I'll read out the assignment, and then the scrap leader and the team members. After that, we'll get the local contracts. The crowd nods. You see people clasp hands. Others bump fists with partners, all waiting in silence. She looks around dramatically, building the tension. You can tell that she savors it. Assignment number 1. Dustblown Sub-Command Center. Team lead, Renthok. Team members, Kalesti, Sheska, and Gordon. You see a massive half-orc step forward wearing a set of spiked plate armor. He's followed by a lizard folk with violently purple spines coming off of their shoulders, a tall high elf carrying a black staff, and a human wearing a simple tunic and trousers with his hands and feet wrapped in bandages. The crowd around you bursts into applause, hoots and hollers ringing out as the first and therefore most dangerous assignment is handed out. The half-orc arrives below Aunt Peggy. She raises a hand and tosses the scroll down to him. The first team makes their way to leave, other Skraptics parting to allow them passage. Aunt Peggy clears her throat and begins to read out the next assignment. And then the next. And the next. Each subsequent assignment thinning the crowd and lowering the danger level. With about 30 people left, and a quartet of dwarves marching out of the doors behind everyone. Aunt Peggy clears her throat once more and says, I'll now read this week's final assignment. Those of you not assigned to the final field team will be sent to the Eastern Chop and Junkyard to scavenge there. Her eyes sweep over the small group left in the hall. The Hex, Engine Car 1, Team Lead, Tully Stornstock, Team Members, Rain Stillvox, Elson Brightmane, and Ari Everbright.
Woo!
Nice.
Team lead.
She waits for Tully to approach the balcony to hand the scroll to him.
Okay. Tully has a little bit of a look of surprise, but he walks over and locks eyes up to Peggy and holds his hand out to catch the scroll.
Actually, there, Skipper, I'm going to hold on to this for just a second while I get the rest of these rapscallions over to that Eastern Junk patch. You know, the one that you've been relegated to for months on end. And she steps back over to the balcony and instructs the rest of the people. It's like 20-ish people, 25-ish people left. They all know that they're going every day to the Eastern Junkyard to pick through old scrap metal, hoping to find something. And you can tell that everybody who got assigned there is pretty disappointed. But they all filter out, and the hall is empty except for the four of you and Aunt Peggy. All right, okay. Now, I know none of y'all have ever worked together before, but at least not on a Skraptic team. So first things first, y'all listen to your team lead. That's Tully. Tully, I know you haven't been out in the field for a while, but the Hex's engine car is good ground to cover, and these kids need to get their sand legs, okay?
Okay. I can do it.
Okay, before y'all leave, you're going to need to head over to the Quartermaster and get your hovel and your containment cases, okay? You can grab whatever else you think you might need to, but the rest will cost, okay? The hovel and cases don't. Those are free. All the details of your assignment are on the scroll, and she kind of points at it as she hands it over to you, Tully. It's going to take at least a couple of days of travel for you to get there, unless you're just really on it. So I suggest making sure y'all got enough food, because otherwise you're going to get hungry, okay?
Well, thank God I had breakfast.
Speaking of breakfast, he's gonna look back at Ari again. What was that you were saying about breakfast?
I had an extra breakfast sandwich in my pack. Would you care for one?
Yes, please.
I'll hand that over.
It's like comically small compared to Elson. It's like a bagel bite. Yeah.
He's holding it like this. But he's very grateful. He's like, thank you. And
I love
one
finger
gulp,
food.
gone.
It's crazy you just had hors d'oeuvres.
A single deviled egg.
A single deviled egg left in the sun.
Ew.
Sorry everybody, I lost my place.
You're good.
Oh, from back behind Peggy, actually over toward where the workshop benches are, where the other artificers are sitting and working on various pieces of tech, you hear a somewhat familiar voice to everyone in the group from at least one point or another, Tully probably many times because of how long you've been here. You hear a voice call out, I bet these dinguses are going to try to open the vault door in there. You hear Tyler Doldrum, who is the son of Peggy, call out from the workshop benches. You all know Tyler. He's Aunt Peggy's son, like I said. who's been relegated to simple repair work ever since he was tragically injured several years ago. And he just can't go back out into the sands, everyone. He just can't do it. And Peggy kind of like looks over her shoulder and then looks back at you and says very loudly, "No, they won't. They know it can't be cracked. No one's ever done it. They," she says, turning to you and ignoring Tyler again, "are going to get into the command center and they're going to take the port side door at the front, not the vault door that's closer to the stern and flanked on either side by now long dormant sentry bot fabricators, because that would be a stupid waste of time." And she winks at you.
Noted. Noted. Thank you, Peggy.
Now, once you're through that door, y'all are going to be in the storage room. Now, that storage room connects to the rest of the next train, I should say, through a big gash in the wall, but you're not going past the storage area, okay? There's stuff down past in the other trains that's very dangerous, so y'all aren't going in there. Just go in the storeroom. We've searched it a bunch of times, but there's always boxes people don't get to, or old bits and bobs to get stuck under pieces of metal or whatever. So you're going to search the storeroom. You're going to find one or more things that looks like they're worth something, and you're going to bring them home in those containment cases. It's that simple, okay? Y'all got any questions? And she looks around at all of you. This is an opportunity for every one of you. If you have any questions about this adventure at all, now's the time to ask.
How many people have attempted to open the vault door?
That's a good question. I mean, probably hundreds at this point. There's no telling how long that car's been there. Probably thousands of years, and ain't nobody ever been able to open it.
Is there anything particular we should be looking for, or is it really just anything that looks good?
Anything that you think, well, if it still works, we want it, regardless of what it is. And if you're looking at something that don't work and you think somebody in here might be able to get it working again, then that's just as good. We'll take any of that kind of stuff.
Understood.
Peggy, you know, I could go on my own. We don't have to do this whole training thing.
You want to go on your own across the desert for like a couple of days to the Hex, and what you want to go scrapping alone out in the desert. Tully, I love you. That's the dumbest thing you've ever said to me.
Elson is going to kind of interject, and I understand training probably isn't very fun, but I assure you I've spent my life on the dunes. My family travels all over. We live on the dunes. I promise I'll be keeping up.
So he kind of looks over and, well, at least we'll have someone to reach something very high if we need to.
Is that... Tully, look at him. He's the giant lion guy. Look, he's gigantic. I don't even know why he's here.
He's gonna...
The tribes go all across the sand and stuff. I don't know what the heck he's doing in Drac. He got a big old sword.
He's gonna kind of like growl like cheesing with his big canines.
That's terrifying. I'm just gonna come out right out and say it. I don't know if you could tell. I don't have much filter, and I just want you to know, Tully, if the only thing that you can see in this person is that he can reach high things, then I think you're crazy, because he's gonna chop up monsters and stuff. So.
My claws are very sharp, and he's going to like show you his claws.
Oh my God! Register those.
All right. Well, let's go to the supplier and make sure we have everything we need.
That's right. Go over that quartermaster. Any other questions y'all want to ask before you head out there and risk your life to find some old junk?
Well, when you put it that way.
I have no questions. I think that this is going to be a great adventure.
I love that optimism. And I love your appreciation. Y'all are great. You two are, I can tell already, going to be great friends, because you're going to be able to shoot them with whatever tech it is you have that makes all that cold stuff, and you're going to be able to hit them with that sword that your daddy bought you. So that's cool.
Exactly.
So, all right, yeah, get over there to the quartermaster, and you get loaded up, and then once you're out in the sand, don't die. That's my thing.
Don't die. Got it.
Yep.
I'll try my best.
We're not gonna die. It's gonna be a great time. We're gonna have lots of fun. We'll be best friends by the end of this. I'm pretty sure.
That's right. The scraps are the friends we made along the way. That's what I always say.
See? She gets it. She gets it.
If there are no other questions, then I'll have us head over to the quartermaster. Any final cues from anyone?
Nope.
Nope. Good. Okay.
All good.
You head over now to the far end of the Skraptic entrance hall and through a doorway that's lit up with a series of weaving neon light tubes. Through a chain link protected service desk, you see shelf after shelf after shelf of gear, weapons, long-term perishables, cloaks and cowls, and even several racks of gleamingly clean pieces of tech. This is some of the most pristine stuff you've ever seen. Two gnomes approach the window, bumping into each other and cursing like absolute sailors to one another as they climb up onto stools tall enough to serve you. Name tags covered in a thick layer of grease name them as Bits and Bobs.
Of course.
So, what are you looking for? One of them says. Yeah, what do you need? So inside of the scroll, you have what looks like a small punch card. You see a spot for a hovel, and you see spots for up to 2 containment cases for each party member. Containment cases are these items that are you're going to put whatever tech you find into them, and they're going to protect them on your way back to Draketh. They can grow to be fairly large, and they have like a small anti-grav unit in them that'll help you move them. So if you've got something that's going to be kind of big and heavy, you're still going to be able to get it back to Draketh. I don't want you to have to like drag the thing back there, because that'd be awful. So you can have up to 2 of those per party member, so a total of 8 at maximum if you think you're going to find 8 things to bring back. If you only want to bring 2, your minimum is 2. You have to take 2, but you could, use however many. Those 2 things, the hovel and the containment cases, are kind of like a free space in bingo. You automatically get them. But for the hovel, you're only going to get the lowest quality of hovel as a free space, so to speak. So in addition to that, you also get 2 punches. And those 2 punches can be used on that table of stuff I posted in our private Discord channel in the Maps and Documents tab. And then there are also things like rations and hovels. So I should also say you get poor rations, bad rations for free. That's also a free space. So here are the things you can spend your punches on. And this is a group decision, because you only get 2, and it's not 2 per person, it's 2 for everybody. So rations are free, no punch, but they will give you a -1 to your random encounter rolls if you stick with just the free rations. Adequate rations cost 1 punch, and they mean that you have no modifier to your random encounter rolls. If you get delicious rations, you get a +1 to your random encounter rolls. And on my table that I've made, the higher the number, the better the result is. Which isn't always true on the random encounters table in D&D. I think it's like all kind of mixed together, if I remember right. Hovels. Your hovel spot, without any adjustment, you get tents. Tents are free, but they give you a -1 to survival rolls while traveling, because they're just kind of crappy for the desert. Yeah. A sub-dune is 1 punch, and it means that you have no modifier to survival rolls. It's just a 0, so no negatives, no positives. And then an anchor float is 2 punches and is a +1 to your survival rolls. A sub-dune is a thing that you stick in the ground, and it creates like a sub-level sphere of space for you to sleep in underneath the sand. It'll protect you from the elements. An anchor float is a floating platform up above the desert that anchors you to a spot, and again allows you to kind of get up above the weather, get up above the danger, and also lets you get some vision on the area around you. So 2 options. And then all of those things that are on that tech table are also available for those of you playing along at home. We've got things on this table like heat wick cloaks that reduce exhaustion. We've got things like a stabilizer harness, which is like an exosuit harness that gives advantages on resisting movement and having fall damage. All kinds of stuff. Like there's all sorts of things on there that you guys can spend. Some of them are too expensive for you to buy for this first adventure.
Question, Daddy DM.
Yes.
If we pick one of the
yes.
Oh
no.
You committed.
Oh, no.
If we pick something on the table, do we each get one of those things, or is that one for the entire group?
If it's something like the cloaks, everybody gets a cloak.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the jammer box, we would not need 4 of them.
No.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yep. So yeah, feel free
I
to
got lost.
What was that, Mango?
say it one more time.
I said, do you get it? Because I got lost.
So really, it comes down to this. You've got a hovel, which is a place to sleep while you're traveling. You've got rations, which is food to eat while traveling. Those are the 2 critical things. You've got containment cases to bring stuff back with. Everything else after that is like bonus stuff that you can choose to get, but you have a very limited number of punches to use to get those things.
And we each only have 2 extra punches, or we
As a
each-
group,
or the
we have the
As a
2.
group, you have 2.
punches?
And if we want to improve the existing stuff that we already get, like the rations or the tent, that would cost a punch, at least a punch.
Correct.
Could I just run back home and get food for everybody?
No. Not that will last long term in the desert.
Okay.
I ate your last breakfast sandwich, so that's
You
enough.
really did. You really did. But it's fine, because I like making new friends, and it's okay. I shared.
Yeah, I'm kind of the persuasion that like we can probably just stick with like the basic like food and tents for now and worry about adding a couple other stuff to our punches to give us an advantage like in other areas. But also open to thoughts on that.
Have enough to get like the shelter dome.
Yeah,
Personally,
exactly.
I've been to this area before. I wouldn't mind a more comfortable tent.
I certainly wouldn't argue.
I won't argue with you
I'm
either.
not opposed.
Yeah, especially since you have the knowledge of having
Shall
traveled.
we?
So we'll bump that up. Do we want to just go
use
with
one
like
punch? One punch.
the 1 punch one?
Yeah.
So the sub dune.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. When you stick that into the ground, it'll make like a little hatch for you to climb down into, and then you've got that cool, like, nice and cool and protected basement sort of a area to sleep in.
Nice.
Nice. We'll be
Now
protected
you've got-
from the elements.
And now you've got one punch left to use on something. You could bump up your rations so you don't have a negative to your random encounters, or you could get something off of the tech list.
I'm open to suggestions for the second one.
Ah, I was gonna look at you, oh mighty leader. For all of this.
Let's see what we could. So that leaves the good news is that kind of limited the amount, the number of things that we could get on the list. So that would be heat wick cloaks, glare visors, signal spikes, dust mapper, or glow darts. Or we just increase the rations. And based on looking at these, well, as the predominant carnivore of the group, I suppose I wouldn't mind maybe slightly more digestible rations. I wouldn't want to get hungry and, think one of you looks particularly appetizing. He's totally kidding, but he's looking at them and shows his teeth just to kind of troll.
Dangerous.
Yes. Maybe we should.
Roll intimidation check.
Oh no!
Yes.
But
Food
So-
is fuel.
can one of you cook though? I'm not the best at cooking.
I'm a pretty solid cook.
Bits, and Bob speak up from behind the thing and say, "Oh, you don't really have to cook them. They're like meals ready to eat. You just pop open the top, and then it cooks itself, and then you can just eat it up. It's really good."
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
better tents and better food. Sounds good.
This one's chicken quesadilla. This one's like a beef stew. This one's like a vegetable medley. This one's like an
Oh, I
omelet.
love
and then
stew. And he Elson just goes for the stew.
Bits like reaches over in front of Bob's as you reach for the thing, and he slaps your hand. It says, "Not until you punch."
Ow.
All right. Tully
Alright.
hands over the card. Well, we'll go with a better tent and better food.
Very, very wise choices there, party. Good choices.
And as the punch goes in, he yanks the beef stew out of Bob's hand.
Bob.
That's fine. I'm just in it for the money, baby.
Technically, so are we.
Okay, so we are just about to set off on our trek across the sands. We're really kind of at that point. So are we interested in taking maybe like a 10-minute break?
It's fun with me.
Using
Yeah,
the
okay.
potty and doing any other
My ads are
stuff
actually
that
playing right this second. I
needs
didn't
to happen.
know
Oh,
that.
perfect. There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect. Let's do it. That'll allow me to
All
run
right,
an ad
everybody.
too, so be solid.
That's right. Load those ads in, everybody. We will be back in 10 minutes.
Go piss, girls.
Yeah, soon.
Why just girls?
I was
I
just
don't
saying,
know
go
why.
piss, girl. Because go piss, girl. Like it's just.
Oh, I thought you were like.
I
"Oh,
just
piss girls."
pluralized
I was
it.
like, I didn't know that the girls had to pee. Like, what is?
I mean, obviously we have to be.
Go piss girl, not gender. Thank you, Toon. Right?
Go piss, non-gendered.
Claire, did you move your camera
I don't think so.
or do something? Okay, hold on.
No.
I don't know why it moved for me. Oh, Soup disconnected from the game.
R.I.P. Soup.
I need this song out of my head.
What song?
This ain't Texas.
Oh, Jesus. It was out of my head till you said that.
You're welcome. So lay your cards down, 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 down. It's just that part too. I don't have the rest of the song in my head. Maybe because I don't really actually know the lyrics.
Probably. It's fair enough.
Wow.
I was just listening to her homecoming performance stuff. Nothing beats live performances.
That is true.
Welcome back, Daddy DM, sir.
Oh my god, I can't believe I answered to it earlier.
You sure did.
I sure did. Really stepped in it.
You should change your voicemail now. Thank you for calling. You have
Thank you for calling.
voicemail box of Daddy DM.
Daddy.
He's not available.
Daddy DM.
He is currently D&Ding right now.
That's dicking down.
Not a good, like, part to take a hit. With my vape.
Choices were made.
Choices were made.
What else could D&D possibly stand for?
Oh, there's a plethora of things that you can come up with.
I started thinking about it, yeah.
I don't know, guys. I think it's just the one I said.
I don't. You could
Dildos and dicks.
You could be
I
really
unmute to that.
where you're like,
Dungarees and Dunkaroos.
All the words you've said so far start with silent Q's, and everyone knows that.
and then donut.
Dabbling in donuts.
If there is one thing I know in this world, it's that dildo has a silent Q at the beginning.
Oh, God.
That's the one thing I know.
I drink and I know things. We gotta get Soup back into
Le game, yeah.
Truly. Oh, did they leave Tabletop Sim as well? Oh, no.
Yeah, they dropped off Tabletop Sim.
No, my mic is still muted. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
We can
Yeah.
hear you.
Which is weird because my Discord is not. I have no idea what happened, but
Everything died.
everything died. Oh wow.
While Soup's getting back in, I think we had a couple people in chat shout it out, but when we did our introductions, maybe we want to do like everybody's preferred pronouns.
Good call.
When
Good
we're
call.
talking. So Odin, he, him. Tully is also he, him.
Good call.
I'm the Wilds. He, him.
And the DM is also he, him, I'm guessing.
He's a daddy.
It's a good question. I think the DM is all genders, actually, probably.
Yeah, omniscient.
The DM is daddy.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Claire, you want to go?
Professor Claire, she, her. Elson is he, him.
Soup.
Mango.
She, they.
Oh, sorry.
Rain is she, her.
Nice. Mango, she, her. So is Airy.
Perfect.
There you go.
Thank you guys.
I'll add that to the little descriptor thing that I put in chat for each of the characters. Put their pronouns. I knew I forgot something when I was making the layout.
Oh, all good. Yeah.
Personally, I think it's great that we did it, regardless of when we did it.
True. Better late than never.
Okay. Once we've got Soup back on. Yeah, it's weird. My multi-stream is still showing that Soup's not here. That's so weird. Wonder if I refresh.
Oh, that her broadcast is not live?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not seeing her in our shared chat either. But it's interesting because she is... Oh, unless she turned it off.
Oh yeah, and Soup, we're missing you from
Okay.
Tabletop Sim.
Okay, am I back in the call? Yes.
You've been in the call. You know, that was the one thing you didn't leave was the call.
Oh, did your Discord
It was
go
weird because
black
my
or
Discord
something?
was not open. I closed Discord several times. But I
That's
went,
bizarre.
And then, but I couldn't find the window wasn't coming up. Yeah, it was weird. And then, but I had to go end the task. I also think I'm not streaming right
You're good. Technology is a fickle beast.
now. Really.
Anyone knows PC issues? It would be me.
Can confirm.
Oops. Oh, and everyone's
There she is.
Back in TTS.
Stream's back up.
Bueno.
Her ping is very high.
It's because it's loading all the assets in for Tabletop Sim.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it always takes some. It always looks wonky during the load.
I was like, holy
Yeah.
Jesus, it's like 900.
Hee.
I didn't even realize that's what that number was. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's the ping.
Then once it finishes loading, it's like, oh no, we're good.
Okay. Wait, did
There
you
we go.
pause the music?
I did not, but one moment, and I will change songs, and it will get you back in.
Also, that was perfect background music for that. I will say, perfect
Yeah.
background.
Thank you.
Nice.
confirm.
Good selections. Okay.
Here we go. How about a new track?
Am I still in the stream together? Oh, join shared chat. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm. There we go. Everything-
Yay! All is right in the world.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew.
Jumping back in, everybody. So, your trek across the sands of Avved begins. Your destination, the Hex. It's not a quick trip. It could take several days of travel just to get there, and anything truly can happen amongst the dunes and dusk winds. So we are going to be rolling for a random encounter. Okay. I have a table that I have created of random encounters, rather than being the D100 that is used for D&D campaigns that has like a truly massive list of stuff that wouldn't necessarily apply to an environment like Avved. We're going to be using a D20 list that I've created. So you have no drawbacks to this roll. Because of your equipment, you went ahead and got the adequate rations, so there is no negative, no modifier to this roll. So it is truly just a straight up and down D20 roll. If you look over toward the foot of the table, I have a gigantic D20 there. So how this will work is, party, I need you to select a person who will roll on the random encounter table.
Nose goes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, since Tuli is the leader, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on Tully.
Roll, almighty leader.
Lead
you're
the
gonna
way, team lead.
You're going to hover
Here we
over
go.
and hit R a couple of times to get it to roll.
Hit R a couple times.
Yep. A
15.
a 15!
Hey, is that a good roll? I'm just cheering.
I think the
Yeah,
higher, you
it's-
said the higher the better.
Higher the better, for sure. So you got one of the better outcomes, a 75%, so to speak. So how these random encounters are going to work is they might happen on your way to your destination, or they might happen on the way back from your destination. So this particular roll, number 15, is not going to be happening on the way there. So we don't have to worry about what this is until we're coming back to Draketh.
Okay.
In which case, we are moving on, everybody, directly to our actual trek, the actual journey to the adventure site. Now, our trek will happen in several group rolls. So everyone's going to be rolling for this here momentarily. We're going to be using D20s on your little rolling trays that you have, taking into account any modifiers that you might have individually, but also any from the provisions, hovels, and tech that you brought with you. So again, you got an adequate hovel, you got a subdune, so there's no extra negative modifier or anything like this. Okay, and we are going to be rolling for survival, which is what is used when you are traveling in Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so how this will work is we're looking for 2 successes out of the 4 of you. Okay, we're going to be rolling for survival. Each one of you has some bonus to your survival rolls, or you might have a +0, or you might have a negative, depending on what your stats are like. So double check that before you roll. And we'll kind of roll those all together here in a moment. I'll kind of call out for it, so to speak. Oh, no, excuse me. I take that back. Our first roll is for plotting your course. So we're going to be doing an investigation roll. Excuse me. I apologize.
Okay.
Investigation. So you're going to a well-known location just south of Draketh. So our DC for this roll, our difficulty rating, is an 8. So you're just trying to beat an 8 on a D20. We're trying to get 2 successes out of 4. That's it. So get that D20 up in your dice tray, hit roll. Let's see how we do.
8.
19.
Nice.
I rolled a 2. Well, +3, so 5. Oh,
Mine is a 9.
Okay, so 3 out of 4 successes. That's great. And with that 5, I mean, really not even that far off of what the difficulty was either. So, I mean, very nearly a full success all across the board. So, between a combination of just your characters knowing the general area, maybe some talking to people around the Skraptic headquarters before you left, you've got a pretty good route plotted, and so you aren't going to have to spend any additional time getting from Draketh to the Hex, okay? Which is great. The more time you spend out in the desert, the more levels of exhaustion you might experience, which is a pretty big negative to your stats. So with this, you only have to roll one survival roll to get from Draketh to the hex. So we'll do that now, rolling a d20 with your survival stats. We're looking for, again, 2 successes out of 4, but this time the difficulty rating is a 10.
This is survival.
Survival.
10.
There you guys. I got a 3.
18.
Well, actually, I lied. 11. 11. I have a +1.
Rolled a 6.
Oh, we got 2.
Oh,
We got 2, yeah.
but we still got 2. We still got 2. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay, we live.
We did it.
We live.
You guys.
Wahoo!
So yeah, your
Yeah.
your journey out there goes, I mean, pretty well. You spend maybe one night in the desert in the protection and cool air of your sub-dune, and you rise the next morning and set off while it's still dark out in the desert. Of course, is maybe the best time to travel, but you don't have to spend any extra time out of there. You don't suffer any levels of exhaustion. You do really, really well. So congratulations on some good rolls there, everybody.
Nice.
Not always about the individual roll, it's about how the group does. So
So true.
you scamper over the sands, sliding down mountainous dunes before trekking up another. While traveling, you find yourselves lucky to avoid any sand sharks. No rippling waves of sand cross your path. At one point, you found yourself walking along an unearthed wall of rock and saw a clutch of Saruks in the distance, but they didn't notice you and veered off instead into another direction. Eventually, you find yourselves arriving about mid-morning atop a ridge that overlooks the hex. One moment.
Ooh, something's loading.
Just a little music change here. The hex is an interesting location. The ground is covered in scarred stone shapes. None of them hexagonal, but are rather five-sided instead. If there was some reason this area was once called the hex, that purpose and reasoning has been lost to the ages. Ahead of the scar stones is the beginning of a truly massive dune field that stretches towards the west further than your eyes can see. Sticking out the frontmost mound of sand is a gigantic and now ancient construction. We would recognize it as the engine car of a train, but rather than being the size that we know in this world, it's instead at least 10 times that size. Easily over 100 feet long and more than 60 feet wide, the front half of which is completely buried in the sand, perched at a dangerous angle. Were it not for the sand accumulating around the end of the car, you wouldn't even be able to reach it. Something terrible happened here a very, very long time ago. Everybody make an investigation check, please.
Investigation.
Let's go.
I got a nat 20.
Mango with that nat 20. Soup with that nat 1.
And so did Odin. Odin also got a nat 1
Dude,
Two
nat
nat ones and a nat 20.
and a 5.
and a 5.
Me and Soup holding it down.
Go team.
It's okay.
lead.
You're getting the bad rolls out now, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Nothing bad.
Wilds, real fast, because we
Yes.
probably have a lot of viewers that aren't super familiar with D&D. Do you want to, quick explanation
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
of nat 20, nat 1?
100%. So on any roll in Dungeons and Dragons, the lower the number, the worse the result. The higher the number, the better the result. On a D20, a 20-sided die, if you roll that die and you get a 20, the best possible number, there are a lot of different ways that dungeon masters and players interpret what that means, but what it boils down to most of the time is that whatever the thing you were trying at the time, whatever you were trying to do, is going to go the best possible way that thing could have gone. Okay? So maybe your character is running towards riverbed, and they're trying to jump over like a creek, that sort of a deal, and you roll to make that jump and you get a 20, you don't just jump the creek and land. You do so with flourish and aplomb, and maybe while doing so you destabilize the spot you jump off of, and you stop your pursuers from being able to follow after you or something like that. It's the best version that could happen. On the other end of the spectrum, if you get a natural 1, okay, it's the worst possible outcome for that situation. So in that same, I'm going to try to jump over this creek situation, you don't jump over the creek. Instead, no, you lose your footing and you slide to a stop at the bottom of the creek, scratching up your back and arms as you do. Maybe you take some damage, maybe you break your leg, but the worst possible version of that situation is what occurs. Everything else between that is some level of not so good to okay to, hey, pretty good. Additionally, on a natural 1, you don't get to add any modifiers. Same thing for a natural 20. No modifiers are really needed. It's just the best possible outcome. Yeah. Thank you for asking about that. That's a really good thing that we should make sure to talk about.
Good question.
Okay, so we had a natural 20, so kind of riding with Mango's result here for a moment. As you look over the hex and up toward this gigantic, larger-than-life train car that's sticking up at like a 45-degree angle out of the sand, you can see in the mid-morning light a small, blinking red light attached to the train car. It's just above the peak of the dune that you can walk up to like get up to where the top of the train car is. And it's next to the rusted outline of what is clearly a door. But you were able to spot this from all the way back where you are, I mean hundreds of feet away. You pick that light out immediately. Those of you who got natural 1s, I'm so sorry. As you are looking around at the hex, there's just a sudden gust of wind that kicks up some sand, and it gets into your eyes in just a really uncomfortable way. I mean, if only you had those visors back from the tech checkout. And unfortunately, you're both going to have disadvantage on your first attack roll. After that, you'll have kind of moved past it, but for a while, you're just going to have kind of scratchy eyes, unfortunately.
Womp womp.
Don't rub your eyes, though.
Yeah, don't rub your eyes.
Blast Tully in the face with water.
He's just like, oh, why?
Just makes it even worse.
Out of nowhere.
He just waterboarded the team lead.
Oh, I guess I don't have quite control over my powers yet.
So, Ari, you spotted this this light all the way from back where you're standing on this ridge, kind of looking down at the hex. Do you let the rest of the team know what you've seen?
Oh, of course. Of course. Guys, I see a light over there, and I think there's a door.
Interesting.
Maybe we should venture that way? Team leader, what do
I don't see anything.
Way to own that role play, Odin. Own it. I love that.
I trust you. You seem like a very trustworthy person. I'll just go with what you say. Yeah.
I don't know if I had anything positive or negative from a 5, so I'm just gonna roll on vibes with what Ari said.
Tully, Rain, can you at least make myself and Elson out to follow us?
Tully kind of reaches out and looks for Elson's cloak. And is like,
All right, lead the way. I gotta get this sand out of my eyes.
That's my main, but okay, yeah, follow me.
Oh, it's soft.
Thank you. I condition it. I work really hard. Ari has this great condition. No, this,
somewhere on the wind, you hear Aunt Peggy's voice say, "Yeah, I heard he's got a sponsorship of Garnier Fructis."
Yeah, the next Garnier Fructis is just Elson with this flowing, gorgeous mane. Brought to you by Mango. Mango hair.
Mango hair. Actually sounds like a great brand name for a shampoo.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Elson
Okay,
will follow
so-
behind and with Tully
Perfect.
presumably in tow.
Absolutely. So you scamper down into this kind of basin area with all these pentagonal stone, like sand scars all over the place. You make your way across those and up this dune to where that rusted outline of a door is. Upon arrival, you see that there's almost like an airplane door, kind of like a twisting handle kind of a thing. And on first check, seems like it's pretty stuck. Would somebody like to try to open it?
I would love to try and open it.
All right, give me your choice, either an athletics check or a strength check. You can take whichever one has the higher bonus for you.
They are both the same, so I will be strong.
There you go. Be strong.
Strong like bitch that fight bears in the forest. No one remembers? Let's
my
go!
Again?
Mango is
Oh my
Aerie is Team Carrie. I swear.
Holy shit. Not just providing snacks.
Yeah.
Positivity prevails.
Positivity prevails.
My goodness. Okay. So
Jesus
you
Christ.
you like turn this handle and this door like slides open, knocking a layer of rust off of it, and you kind of like test it back and forth, and it's now actually super smooth and should be really easy to open for yourself or for future Skraptics who come out to this location. In addition, that handle pulls straight clean off, and you can see inside of it that there are little like motorized circuitry, and it occurs to you that maybe this would be a good thing to bring back.
I'm gonna put this in my pocket. Or what are the things that we're bringing to
Containment cases.
containment cases? Oh, that was a question I had while we were back over at
Yeah.
We can only carry one item in a containment case?
One item per containment case.
We
So
each
have
have
8?
we each have 2.
You each have 2.
Okay.
Don't know if this would be worth actually taking, especially since I went and ripped it right out of the door.
Well,
So it may not be useful anymore.
also, I guess DM question, if Aerie were to take it per se, and then like, later on our stuff is full and we decide, she decides, I'd rather take this instead. Can she take something out of the existing case and replace it?
No, it's going to be locked.
It's
in
permanent. Okay, so you're committing if you're taking
there.
something.
You are
Got it.
committing.
Good to know.
Yep.
Would our characters know that?
Yes, your
Okay.
characters would know that. If you would like to, and everybody in the party can roll this if you'd like, make a history check, and let's see. You can kind of like in universe, we can sort of see if maybe this thing is actually worth bringing back.
I'll make that history check.
I'll do it.
Everybody is welcome
Everybody.
to do so. Roll.
11.
17.
Nice.
Ooh.
15.
Okay, so some pretty dang good rolls, everybody. I'm going to say everyone is going to know that if there are like pieces of motorized tech inside of this handle, it's definitely worth bringing.
Okay.
I would say
I would
pack it.
use one of my computers for it.
Also,
sorry, say that one more
sorry, go ahead.
my
Erin.
Oh, I'll go ahead and I'll take this. I'll put it in one of my containers.
Okay. You click a button on the outside of the little containment capsule, and it like scans very briefly the handle as you hold it out, and then it like and jumps out to be just the right size. You open up the top of it, put it in, and then close it, and you hear like, and it locks in place.
Beautiful.
Elson's gonna walk up to Aerie, and I just wanted you to know that was awesome. When you got that open. Do you lift?
Thank you.
Bro.
Yeah.
Do you lift, bro?
Do you lift, bro?
You lift, bro?
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, bro. I totally lift. on a regular basis.
I
every
would
day.
absolutely love to know your workout routine one of these days.
Maybe when we get back.
That'd be awesome.
As you now look inside of the train car, you can see that it's pretty dark in here. The pitch black cut only by the shining light of that steadily warming sun outside. You see a corridor lined on either side by open doors leading into rooms that as you walk past them you can see have been picked so thoroughly through that things like ceiling tiles and peel and stick floor patches have been removed. Light sockets are empty, piping is gone, and wiring completely ripped straight from the studs of this once what you can only imagine was magnificent construction. Up ahead of the corridor, and really downward because of the angle the train is at, you see a doorway. A sheet of metal partially obscured by its frame, but just open enough to slip through. Beyond it, you see a faint blue light glowing, making seeing what's through the doorway almost impossible. Your group slides their way through the half-open arch and into the room beyond. The space is cavernous and echoes with your footsteps despite how softly you might be stepping. Thousands of pounds of imminent death sit above you, sand held at bay by a massive, slanting wall of glass. The stalled avalanche is illuminated by that soft blue light which shines upward and outward from a panel just below the glass's lowest point. Around you are empty metal cavities, fractured black screens, all sitting above consoles and control ports. They stare back at you like the blackened and jagged teeth of a sand shark. You've been to places like this before, though maybe not quite as large. But you're here to find something. Anything that looks like it might still work or might be able to get working again. Your group fans out, shadows sliding across the dusty walls as you begin your search. Just as you are beginning to open compartments and drawers, you suddenly hear a scratching sound coming from the walls to your left and right. Bursting out from dark metal cases on each wall are a swarm of defense bots, each equipped with a lethal-looking spike extending from its midsection. Red lights begin blinking on the round dome above the spikes as this horde of bots surges toward your party. But we already have our initiative from earlier. Here we go.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Fight, 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 fight.
All right, if you would, the map has been revealed for combat.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Where are we starting?
Yeah, where
Oh,
are
no.
we? Where should we
There's a
place
few.
it?
I'm gonna say that you are into the room, and I'm gonna put you here on these arrows.
Okay.
You can choose a square.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, girl.
Have you been
Look it
drinking?
Yeah, it's a cool battle map, Dune.
Thank you.
Shout out to
Wow.
Wilds for
Yeah.
making all this, by the way.
Yeah, seriously,
Incredible,
this looks.
Wilds. You are the best.
This is so.
This is amazing.
Very neat.
Got a little battle music cooking up right now.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Let's go.
Okay, everybody. So as you look around, we've got you can kind of check where these bots are. They've just burst out of these little cases in the walls. We've got these little crawler bots and these little floaty bots as well. Okay. All right. So just keep in mind kind of where those are.
Is it
What's
these
that?
like these blue looking like thingamadooders over here?
Yeah,
Yes,
blue ones
and the
are
little
lit.
yellow ones.
Oh, okay, got it.
So the blue ones are the floaties, I'm
Yes.
assuming. Okay. And then the crawly ones have crossbows.
Yeah, but think of them more as like belly spikes rather than actually crossbows.
They have tummy spikes.
Yeah, little tum-tum spikes.
Oh my gosh. This is so cool.
My doctor calls it irritable bowel syndrome. I call it tummy spike. Okay, so we have our combat order is going to look something like this. We've got, I have the bots grouped into pairs of 2, just so you know, because otherwise it'd be like a ton of rounds of combat. We're trying to, get everybody out of here at a good time. So we have Stabber Bot 2, followed by Stabber Bot 3, as well as Shock Bot 3. That's one of the floaty boys. Then we have Mango. Mango's character Airy will go. After that, we have Stabber Bot 1, followed by Soup's character, Rain. Thank you. Sorry about that. Followed by, then we have Shockbot 1, again, one of the floaty boys, followed by Shockbot 3 and Odin at the same time. And then finally Claire and the Stabberbot 4 will follow after that. So we got a couple of bad guys here that are going to go first. So we got Stabberbot 2, which is this little group over here. These guys are pretty quick, and they're going to crawl towards you. 5, 10, each square is 5 feet of movement. 15, 20, 25, 30. They are fast. 35, and they're able to kind of get up to you. And Elson, these guys are going to try to get you with their little belly spike.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, they got a 14 to hit. Does that beat your armor class?
That does not. My armor class is 18. So they can suck my butt.
They kind of rush toward you, and they kind of like try to stab at you with their little belly spikes, and you are just so lithe on your feet that you're able to just kind of dance your way out of the way. They don't even make contact. That's how good you are.
Like, oh, they're weird.
I don't like it.
I hate it.
HR, please. All right, Stabberbot 3, another little group over here. And they're rushing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I got to change my angle. Oops, 35, 40, but they can't quite get to one of you, so they have to stop there. Idiot bots. Stupid. And then we have Shockbot 2, again, one of the floaty boys. I wonder what the Shockbots do, guys. This one, who knows? Who could say?
They shoot water, I bet you.
Yeah, I bet. Electric water. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And they are going to try to get Airy with their little shock arm.
Damn it.
So here we go, rolling their attack.
Ew. Sorry.
Are you
They
okay?
have little. I just saw they have little lips on them. That's
Yeah,
They
you
got
saw
little,
them.
yeah,
Wait,
they got little weird lips, yeah.
No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Wait, where?
that's some body horror for you.
I was having a good day.
Airy, they got a 16 to hit.
They miss! That's it!
Very nice. It
Oh my
kind
God.
of reaches out towards you with this like articulated arm, and it starts to spark on the end, and you just like lift your sword and catch the spark. It doesn't do anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
kind of egregious.
Okay, so that is that. We are on to Area. Actually, Area, you can make your move or your attack, whatever you would like to do.
Awesome, I want to attack this floaty dude with the lips.
All right, floaty lip boy, got it.
Floaty lip boy. Okay.
Floaty McLip boy.
Floaty McLip boy.
Floaty lip boy. Okay, I need to roll. I just roll a d20 to see if it hits, right?
Yep, and you have a bonus to your hit for your longsword.
You'll see it on your character sheet.
Yep. It'll be down at the bottom where the longsword attack is.
Oh, I have a +4. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
As a fighter, you are
Whoa.
heckin' good.
Shit. That's a 10. Does that hit?
You know what? I jinxed you by saying that you're good right before you rolled. That's my fault. So no, unfortunately, it doesn't hit. Maybe it's just kind of picking up on your movements a little, and you slash at it with your longsword, and it kind of floats just out of your reach as you go for it.
Since I'm dual wielding, am I able to do a bonus? For my
You are.
short
You
sword?
are able to do it with your second attack if you would like.
Is it a? It's just rolling for my long sword, or my short sword?
Your short sword would be your second attack.
Okay, thank you. 18, 22.
That absolutely hits. Very nice. With your
Nice.
short sword. Go ahead and take that. Roll that damage dice.
And it is a D6. Clear this, and then a D6. Oh, it looks like just a regular die.
Yep, just a regular old die.
It is a 6 plus 2 piercing.
Okay, so 8 damage in total. Very nice. All right, you miss with that first strike. It floats out of the way, and maybe its programming tells it to like get close again. And as it floats back toward you, you just catch it through the middle with that short sword, and it like immediately splits open, and it's sparking and shooting stuff out, and taking quite a bit of damage. It's already looking pretty rough for it.
Nice. Good shit, Mango.
Do you want to move?
They can do an opportunity attack if I move, though, correct?
That's correct. You do run that risk. But if you wanted to move out of your spot, you can kind of, no pun intended here, but roll the dice. That pun was fully intended.
Take a chance, roll the dice.
Yeah. Okay. Which die do I roll?
You don't have to. If you want to move, you're able to just move, but I will make an attack roll on you before you're able to do that. If I hit with the bad guy, then you're stuck.
Okay.
Do you want to go for it? Okay. All right, here we go. Shockbot going to try to shock you. And it got a 13 to hit.
Nope, I'm moving now.
You are moving on up.
Moving on up.
I'm
To
not
the
moving
east side.
too far because
There you go.
just slightly out of the way.
Yeah, about 15 feet further back toward the kind of the nose of the train, so to speak. Okay, all right. After that, everybody, that was 15. So we've got Shockbot number 1 up next, I do believe, before we get over to Soup. So Shockbot number 1 is this first group over here. And there again, these guys are pretty quick. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, but they cannot quite get to you. So they are stuck over here. Okay. I believe Soup is the only one who has a 13 for initiative. Oh no, there is another bad guy, but let's have Soup go first.
I will cast my Ray of Frost. Wait, so if I like hit them, do I hit them together since they're in a group?
Yes. Yep, they are acting
Okay,
as
so
one
then-
entity.
Then I will hit this group right in front of me. I
Okay.
forgot which number this one.
You're so good. They are, that is Stabbot number 2, I believe.
Okay, stab bot number 2.
You got it.
What is hit a D6?
Nope, you're still rolling a d20 to hit
Okay.
them first. We gotta make sure that we get that attack.
I have my Ray of Frost, and I add this hit multiplier, right?
Yep, your ranged spell attack. Yep.
Okay, so I get a 14.
That hits.
Yay. Okay. And now I roll my D6.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Nice.
Or actually, I believe it's a D8. You have a D8.
Oh. I know things.
So a chance for extra damage there, which is wonderful.
Oh, yes. You're right. Okay. Do I add any bonuses to this or no?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Then I roll a 4.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very
And
fast.
in addition, that reduces that that stabber bot's movement by 10 feet per round until its next turn,
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
which is great.
Make it harder for them to
Great.
catch us.
That's correct, because they are quick. So, boom. We gotta get Stabber Bot 2. Boom, 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 boom. And again, already, with that Ray of Frost burst, that that line of cold energy, of cold magic bursts out of your hands, hits this stabber bot. You can see that it's like machinery begins to freeze up, and it's just not moving as quickly or as agilely as it used to. I don't know if agility's a word. I don't think it is. I think I made that up.
We're making it one now. It's fine.
We're doing it. It's a new word.
Mhm.
You heard it here first, folks. Shockbot number 1, which is this dude over here, floating towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It is able to get up to Elson, and it's going to do the thing that it was created to do, where it's going to shock you. Here we go. Oh, but it got a natural 1.
Ha ha!
Oh.
It ends up electrocuting itself.
It
Short
reaches
circuits.
out. It reaches out toward you with that shock arm, and Elson, you just like deftly redirect that arm with your sword, and it turns and it shocks its shockbot friend instead.
They kiss.
They kiss.
Elson's gonna. So Elson
Aw.
kind of pulls his sword to like redirect it, and he goes, "Now kiss!" and like
Now
aims-
kiss. Okay, and that shock damage is it is 2d4.
I can't get them close enough.
you
I tried.
take your
Ooh.
stupid little lips and kiss.
So it ended up doing 7 damage to its friend, which kills its friend.
God.
That's hilarious.
It's doomed Yeti.
So it is dead. We're gonna flip that guy upside down. You just see it turn over to the side and it just like explodes in a shower of sparks. Okay, we are moving right along, everyone, to our next in the order. Oh, I gotta remove that dude from the playing list. Okay, I believe we are on to Odin and Tully.
All right. Tully is going to take aim at, I think. So do I choose one of these to shoot at, or would I?
They're a group, so you're shooting at the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will take my pistol out of the holster and shoot that thing.
All right.
He's got a gun.
Remind me, what do I add with my D20 when I roll to see if I hit? Is there a modifier that I add to that?
Yep, you should have a hit bonus on your character sheet for that weapon.
Hit bonus. Okay, so +1. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Everyone, look out! He's got a gun.
He's got a gun!
Oh!
Let's go! Let's freaking
shit.
go!
That's so
Let's
great.
fucking go, dude.
Okay, so for Nat 20, again, this is one of those things in D&D that like every Dungeon Master I feel like has some version of doing critical hits. So my 2 options for you, I'll let you choose from the buffet menu here. Option 1 is you're going to roll double dice, and we're going to add the damage dice together, and whatever that result is, plus whatever bonuses you have, that's the damage that you do. Or if you would like to roll 1 die and double whatever that result is, we can also do that.
Okay.
They're similar, but they are different. So it's whatever you would like to do.
I'll double whatever I roll.
Okay.
This is
All right.
so
So
much
your
shit.
damage roll for your pistol is it
1d10.
1d10?
1d10 plus 1 piercing damage.
Okay. So we're going to take 1d10 plus 1 and then multiply that by 2.
Or so do we add the 1 first and then double it?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 10.
Okay, 10
Piercing.
damage. And which one were you aiming at again? It's the one that's closest to you, this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So you level your pistol. Can you describe what your pistol looks like, by the way?
Yeah, so Tully kind of pulls out it looks like somebody made it, like not like an artisan, but maybe it was a little bit homebrewed, but it looks incredibly well done. It was his father's pistol that he took out on all of his Skraptic journeys. And it's a single shot pistol with a pretty large barrel. Enough that like it looks big. It looks like a big gun, but you can't tell if it's big because Tully's small or
Right.
if it's big because it's actually big. You like genuinely, you like, if you're looking and staring at it, you can't tell if it's like an illusion, if that thing is, it looks massive, but you're like, but would it be that massive if like, Elson was holding it?
Sure.
Yeah.
As you level your pistol at this little group of bots, they are just skittering and scampering over the top of each other, and you time that shot perfectly, and that slug punches straight through both of them at the same time, dropping them both straight up dead.
Nice.
Tully kind of shoots it, and he's like, he's trying to show off a little bit, like, because he's trying to build the confidence in the group and himself that he could be a leader. So he's like, oh, there we go.
And
Very nice.
Elson's like, good shot.
Thank
Great
you.
shot.
All right, we have a floating shock bot who's at the same time as Odin, so 5, 10, 15, 20. It's up on the table, 25 and 30. Gets it next to Tully, actually. So Tully, it is going to try to shock you. Here we go. Rolling. Ooh, but it's bad at it, so it only got a 5. I'm going to assume that does not hit your AC. Tully?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was me.
That was you.
I'm so sorry. No.
You're fine.
15.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of maybe the same thing as Elson, as it tries to reach out with its little, like, articulated shocker arm. You just kind of knock it away, and it spins around, and it doesn't get to shock you. Okay. Order-wise, I believe we are on to Claire.
Woo!
Yay. Well, Elson's gonna look over at this big kissy face Electo boy, and he is going to take a big old swing with his greatsword. And I'm going to roll, I promise.
I believe in you.
And that is going to be a 12 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Yay!
And let me double check. I think it's 2d6. Let me be sure.
For a greatsword? Should be.
Should be 2d6. 2d6 plus 2. So let me. 1, 2. And that is going to be 11 damage.
And that's on that floaty boy?
Yep, that is on Floaty Boy.
Okay, you absolutely level this thing.
Nice.
For the first time, the rest of you are seeing Elson in combat, and he pulls this greatsword off of his, I'm guessing, back.
Yeah.
Or side, is it like a hip-based thing?
It's on his back. So he pulls
his
it.
back?
Yeah,
Okay.
he pulls it from his back and then grabs it with 2 hands and just basically like undercuts and just like slices the thing in half.
Perfect. Again, big burst of sparks as you do this, and it falls to the ground in pieces.
And then he's just gonna kind of grin after he does it, show off those canines again. And I think I am going to stay where I am.
Okay, no
Settle
movement.
in my turn. Yeah.
Oh, Tully, I guess I didn't ask last turn. I forgot to ask if you wanted to move.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Our last little group in our order over here, Stabberbot 4, they are going to move out of this little hovel. 5, 10. Oh, I got to change my angle. Sorry about that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And they are going to get over here to Airy.
Hi.
and they are going to try to stab you with their little belly stabs.
Their belly stabs.
Here we go. Ooh, they rolled quite well. They got a 19 to hit.
Damn, that hits.
Okay. So they're gonna get you with their up a little stabby belly too. And just 1d6 plus 2 damage. Here we go. Dealing a total of 5 damage.
Okay.
Elson's gonna look over. You okay?
Oh, I'm good. It was just a tickle.
Looks like it hurt.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, you say a tickle as this thing like just removes its belly spike from your shoulder, like
Yeah.
4 inches deep into the bone.
Ooh.
It took out like 25% of my health, but I'm good.
Good, I'm so good.
Fine.
This is so fun.
Everything is fine.
Y'all, we are back at the top of the order with Stabberbot 2. They are going to kind of flank around here, keeping close. Angle 5, 10. And they are going to come after Elson.
Of course they are.
And they got a 17 to hit.
That misses.
That misses. Again, they like scamper up onto you and are like ping, 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 ping with their little belly spikes, but just hitting all of your armor. It's like they don't know what to stab.
And he's just
'Cause they're-
continuing doing like a. It's like Matrix up in here.
Mango, we are over to you with Airy.
To try and stab these stabber bots back.
Do it. Stab them back.
It's my...
Let's go.
Here we go. Okay. Hitting with my long sword. Fuck. Balls shit. It was a 7.
So it was a good.
7?
So it was a
It
good
was
roll.
7.
Does
7.
Does not
7.
hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Now I'm gonna roll for
Dang.
my bonus.
That's right.
Elson's gonna
Come
say
on,
again, are you
sword
sure you're
sword."
okay?
No.
Oh, no.
Man, what
No, maybe
glorious
that-
ups and downs.
That shoulder damage just was more than I thought, man.
Elson's gonna
Yeah,
like
it's-
look back at Tully and be like, I think she's lying.
As you go to slash with that short sword, that pain in your shoulder just briefly overwhelms you, and your short sword clatters to the ground at your feet.
Oh man.
It will not be available as a bonus action again until you spend an action to pick it back up.
Thank you. Okay.
We are moving on to, given how many things are dead, not too many things between our next character. Stabberbot number 1 over here, stepping up, is going to try to Stabberbot Rain. Here we go. But they're they're not great. They only got a 10 to hit.
I'm an 11. I missed.
All right.
Nice.
No hit.
Nice.
Again, they rush toward you in this really unsettling way, and those little stabber things are like poking out of their bellies, and Rain, you're just able to kind of tap dance your way around them, and they scurry back. And we are actually directly onto you, Rain, so it is your turn.
I get very scared. I let out a little eek. I'm not used to these combat situations quite yet, and I overreact with my. I'm gonna throw a chromatic orb with
Okay.
frost damage. I think I can choose a specific type of damage, but
You sure can.
I'm gonna just. Okay, wait. No, I need to roll my dice to hit first. Did I get a? Yes, I get a +5. Oh, I roll a. We'll do it. It's not a nat 20, but I get
It's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 or
Dirty 10.
or an unnatural 20, as we sometimes say.
natural 20.
Yeah. It's a dirty, dirty 20. It's filthy soup.
It's filthy.
It's absolutely disgusting. It's a
Disgusting.
very naughty 20.
Naughty 20.
Bad 20. Bad.
Bad 20. Sit down. absolutely hits. A 20 is fantastic. So feel free to go ahead and roll that damage.
And it's 3d8, I think.
Yes, something should be. Yeah, it should be like
Ooh.
3d8.
That's good damage.
It's a level. Because it's a level 1
Wow.
spell, so you don't have a whole lot of those available to you
It's fair. It's gonna have a little more.
as
oomph.
a level 2 character. I don't know if we ever said that. Everybody, all of our characters are level 2.
Yeah, I actually added. Good that you mentioned that, though. I did add it in like the chat, like command though, so when people click on it, it says that they're level 2.
Oh, there you go.
So I'll just update
So what
it
was-
when we
I
level up.
roll 20.
You got 20
Yeah.
damage.
Yes.
Damn, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
That's okay. You like raise your hands up in front of you and summon this orb of energy. It turns like an icy blue as you fill it with cold energy and shoot it off to the stabberbot in front of you. This thing is hit with like the ice of Shiva, and it completely freezes solid before shattering into diamond dust.
Tiki. Oops. I think I overreacted a little bit there.
Yeah, Ellison's just kind of looking at her like, and just going, well, I just want you to know I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. So he's like,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was
Rain.
like over the table. I'll tell you that was double that thing's HP.
You fucking wiped him. You wiped it off the map.
Completely
just
wrecked
went-
it.
And then went like this and just absolutely destroyed it.
That makes it even better. Like,
Completely
ah!
wrecked it.
Yeah, that's how I imagine her casting that.
incredible.
And everyone else be like,
And hey, like, what a moment after some, like, you know, let's be honest, like some rough rolls to start the session. Like, what a hit!
Yeah.
That's incredible.
great
Yeah.
hit.
Nice job. Okay. Do you do you want to move, Rain?
Is my range still 30?
It is 30. Yep.
30, okay.
And you are not in danger of an opportunity attack if you do move. There's nobody
no, I
directly
am
around you.
not. I feel like I might move 10 feet this way in case then I have a clear shot at all the enemies without
Good call.
Smart.
or being in the way of anyone.
Absolutely. Sorcerer's got to play those angles for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going on in our order. We just did 13, so we are going on to Tully. You are up.
Alright. I'm not gonna move, but kind of like look
Swivel.
this way towards Airy.
Yep.
And kind of yells over. Are you okay?
I'm good, I promise. I think I dropped my short sword though, but it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
I
think I'm
see your bone.
good.
I
I'm
just
kind of bleeding.
there's bone. Just you keep saying
Sorry.
that, but I see the bone.
Look away, Elson.
It's really gross, Ari.
All right. I will take aim at let's say this front bot.
Okay, that is
And,
Stabberbot 4.
Yeah, try to pierce shot again if I can, but
Yep.
I don't know if I'm gonna roll that good. But
No, you're gonna do great. You're gonna
We'll
get a
take
double
that
nat
one.
20.
huh?
You're gonna get a double nat 20.
I'm
That's
manifesting it.
A 5.
Ooh, a hot 5. A hot 5. Unfortunately, not gonna hit this time. Just a slight miscalculation on the aim in this one, and that slug shot just kind of bounces off the ground and ricochets.
And then hits
Harm.
me in the other shoulder.
No, stop it!
Can you imagine?
No, it hits the first shoulder and it fixes it somehow. I don't even know. It's like better now. Okay, we do have something else that moves on the same turn as you. So, Shockbot is who goes. Yep, it's this last Shockbot. So, it is going to try to float over to Rain because it's stupid, and so both Elson and Tully are going to get opportunity attacks.
Let's go.
But Tully goes first.
Okay. So I, with the reload mechanic, I don't reload until my next action. So, the only thing I would be able to do is like unarm. Could I unarm strike it?
You sure
Maybe, like,
can.
pistol whip it or something.
Just like whack it with your pistol.
So for an opportunity attack, do I D20 first to see if I hit?
Yep, gotta see if you hit.
6.
Does not hit, unfortunately. So it kind of floats right past you, and we're now on to Elson.
Well, shit.
Got it. That is a 18 to hit with the
Sure
greatsword.
hits. So it's going to get stopped before it can get over to Rain.
All right, and that's going to be 2d6 plus 2. So that is 5.
5 damage, okay? Yep, as you kind of swing down on this thing, you don't get it quite as square as the other ones that you've hit, but you do like chop off a couple of those articulated arms.
Darn, not his lips.
Not his lips, yeah.
Darn.
No, unfortunately, yeah, it's tough out there for sure. But it's gonna retaliate and it's gonna try to shock you
Of course it is.
Ooh.
since it couldn't get to Rain. 16
That does not hit.
Nope.
does not. Oh, that's right. You're 18. You got an 18 AC.
Beefy boy,
don't you?
beefy paladin,
Eight.
baby.
18 armor class. Tough to beat. Tough to beat. So it does not hit, and we are moving right along to Claire.
Well, Elson's gonna see that he took one swing. The floaty lip boy swung back. Elson didn't like that. Gonna swing again. With the old
Gonna make sure-
greatsword.
I'm gonna make sure these floaty boys are in every session that we do.
Please don't, actually.
They're weird lips.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. That is a 4.
Bless you.
Tried to save it. Does not hit, unfortunately.
It certainly does not.
It's just dark in here, it's tough to see. So you aimed and missed, unfortunately.
I whiffed.
Going right on to Stabberbot 4. It's this other group over here. And they are, once again, going for Airy. But again, they're so bad at it. They only got a 5.
Suck it, blue.
Suck it, blues.
We are now on to the top of our order with Airy.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to hit these guys again.
Yep.
You got this.
Roll dice. No, I don't.
Oh!
It's 5, 6, 7.
Would you like to action surge, which will give you another attack? As a fighter, that's a special ability that you have.
Sure. Also, how do I pick up my short sword?
You need to use an action.
You'd have to use an action to pick it up, but then you couldn't attack with it in the same turn.
Oh, I got you. So can I do the action surge and then pick up my short sword?
You could, but if you
Okay.
wanted to action surge and then attack with your longsword again, you could also do that.
Okay. May as well. What do I have to lose?
Your shoulder.
Except I lose that ability. I lose my shoulder. Also, that means I can only use the action surge one time, and then I have to use a short rest to get to be able to use it again. Correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. All right. So how do I use it? I just roll again.
Yeah, we're just saying you're going to use that charge of action surge, and then you're going to roll to hit with the longsword.
Okay. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
There you go.
21. There you go. All right, definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
And with the longsword is a D8.
Definitely a good use of action surge there.
Yes.
And it is a 3 plus 2 slashing, so 5.
Very nice. Very nice. As you... oh, I changed HP on the wrong one. That's my bad. As you bring that long sword down, you're able to just cut one of those two directly in half, and it falls to the ground completely
Nice.
inoperative.
Bye. And then I can use an action to pick up my short sword. Do I have
You
to roll
cannot.
for that?
You've
Oh, no, I can't.
used
Okay. My
you've used
action.
both of your possible actions. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Moving right along, everybody, to Stabberbot 1, who is this little group over here next to Elson. It is going to slide up next to Tully and is going to try to stab
Right.
Tully. But again, guys, they're so bad. They only got a 7.
7?
It's a miss.
7?
7?
Miss.
You're just so, you guys are so adept and you're so well armored, it just can't get through. So once again, we're sliding right past those boys, and we are going on to Soup with Rain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss.
Overkill. Overkill.
Limit break, do it.
Limit break. Oh, what's a cone? I feel like if I breathed out a cone, I might get I'll sit totally in that. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely will.
You know what? I'll cast another chromatic orb at
Okay.
this the floating defense spot.
Ooh.
Okay.
It'll be fine. Use the cone. No.
No.
That's
No.
There's gonna be a
If you're in
huge.
that
I
twitter.
didn't ask how big the room is. I cast fireball with Soup.
That's
I
right.
know that that's gonna happen.
I roll a 21.
21 to hit. Oh my gosh.
That
Okay.
definitely is gonna hit.
Roll
Incredible.
roll your 3d8 of doom.
3d8.
No, is this one 3d8? Oh, it is.
Yeah, for chromatic
no, I was
orb.
looking at my. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it go up
Um,
a d8 like with each level that it's cast at?
I think so. Or something.
Like later down the line, if she like decides to cast it at level 3, is that gonna be freaking?
Yeah, it
5d8.
increases by 1d8 for every spell slot.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
14. Wait, do I add a? No, I don't add a bonus here.
You don't. So, hey, Soup. So here's the cool thing.
This is gonna be good.
So on Chromatic Orb, if you roll the same number on 2 of your d8s, the orb jumps to another target,
Uh-oh.
which means that you get of your choice.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, my heart stopped.
And you get to roll another attack roll on the new target.
Fuck.
Okay.
So,
I just like all 3 of my d8s.
yes.
Okay.
Holy
So
shit.
you just dealt 14 damage to that first one, right?
Oh shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, don't roll the damage again. Sorry, you got to roll for a hit. on the
Oh, I
second
have to
one.
roll for the hit. You're right.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. I roll a 15. I'll go over to the bots in front of Tully.
Okay. And then roll your damage. That does hit.
I roll my damage.
And this just uses the same spell slot? It doesn't use an additional
Yep.
slot? Wow.
It's the same spell slot.
That's so OP.
Oh
Okay,
my god.
I roll
Oh
a
my
9.
god.
Shit.
Are they dead?
They're dead.
Wow.
Oh.
Overkill.
So it doesn't leap again, even if you get doubles on 2 die, which you didn't that
Yeah,
time
that would be
anyway.
way too OP.
It does once you cast it at higher levels, though.
It can
Um,
Oh,
It does. You get an extra jump. But yeah, you kill. So all of you see this orb of. Did you do cold magic again?
I was gonna do electric to combat the electric bot.
Okay, yeah. This swirling orb of like lightning jumps out of her hands and into that first shock bot, which just like explodes. And then you see the electricity arc off of it and into the 2 stab bots in front of Tully. Tully and Elson, you watch lightning leap over you in real time.
I just look back, I just look at Rain and then at Tully and then at Rain and then at Tully.
Are you guys okay? That didn't hit you, right?
We're fine.
The
Oh,
part of the front of Elson's mane, like you know how like if you like put a balloon like to your hair, like part of it sticks out, like part of his mane is like kind of like sticking out with static, and he's just kind of like trying to smooth it out. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're great.
Absolute madness. We are after that going on to Claire with Elson.
All right. Well, Elson, it looks like there's only one left if I'm looking at this correctly, so
Yep.
he's gonna mosey on over here to his friend Ari. And well, thank you.
Yep.
And I am going to take a swing.
Swing bada bada.
And as he's swinging, he's saying, "You know, it's okay to let us know if you need a little bit of help." As he rolls a very dirty 20.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll damage. It's not going to take a lot, I'll tell you that.
So 2d6 plus 2. That is a 7?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Cleaved directly in half.
GG's! First combat!
Very, very good, everyone. With minimal damage taken, too.
Yeah.
No damage except for me.
Elson's gonna walk over to Ari, then since we're out of combat, and just put a hand on her shoulder that's injured, and he's gonna use the lay on hands, because I think you're down 5 HP, Ari? Then he's gonna use 5 of his lay on hands pool to heal her. And
Okay,
then it's
back
gonna-
up to full health.
Yay!
move it around. Do you feel okay?
I feel completely fine. Can I pick up my short sword now?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'll pick up my short sword and be like, I think we just became best friends.
You're welcome. And then looking over at Ari, I'm not sure where you learned to do that, but that was amazing. And a little terrifying.
You mean Rain?
Oh yeah, Rain.
Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what did I do?
Just picked it up.
Yeah, just picked it up somewhere.
Sorry, I didn't mean
You
to.
know.
I just picked it up from the pond.
It's a great pond. Wherever that pond is, it's a great pond. Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you guys.
Oh
I
no, that's
got a little.
that was great. I very much supported that. Is everyone else okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Good job, everyone. That was great.
Elson's gonna start looking at the bots themselves, see if there's anything usable on them or if they have anything that might be worth taking.
Oh, for sure. Let's have everybody make an investigation check.
Investigation. I got a 6.
Got a
I got a
5.
dirty, filthy 20.
Nice.
20.
Ooh, bad 20.
21.
Oh, look at this
Nice.
guy over here. I'm gonna say that both Tully and Rain, as you're kind of picking through parts and pieces, you are able to find some circuitry and some, boards, maybe some of those shock arms and things like that, enough to fill up both of your personal containment capsules. You don't have to take it, but it's available.
Mm.
Can we roll to see if they would be worth taking,
Oh,
or do
yeah.
we know that it's going to
Can we
be
do a
worth
history
taking?
check?
I'm
'Cause we've
gonna
also not explored.
I'm gonna say that based on the rolls that we had earlier in that regard, that you guys are kind of up on what would be worth it, and this stuff is definitely worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll fill both of my containers then.
Okay.
I think Tully will
Yeah.
fill one. Just probably hoping for optimistic about finding something a little bit more rare, but
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're not even
Yeah,
into
fun.
the storage room yet, right?
yeah.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
No, we're still in
I'll-
like the command area or whatever you want to call it.
Right. Okay, I'll only can I choose
Yeah.
Can I just do one then?
Yeah, just one for sure. None of that needs to be set in stone until we kind of move past the area, so to speak.
What were they called specifically? The containers? Get a name for it.
Container capsules.
Container capsule.
Containment capsule, I think is what it was. Sorry. CCs. Yeah, as the group of you begin to, search through that, those bots and everything, you're remembering that Aunt Peggy had said that those like spots on the walls that these things came out of were supposed to be dormant. Like long dormant. Like people have been in and out of this area a lot and have not been assaulted by these defense bots that came out of these fabricator things up on the walls. Like maybe they were a long time ago, but not recently. As you're kind of picking through stuff, you begin to hear a series of what you might describe as distressed beeping. Coming from a console up at the front of the train, like right up against the glass. Laying on the counter, you find a small silver object about the size of a calculator. The bottom portion of the device is shaped like a tight oval, bisected from top to bottom by a small indentation line. At the top is a much rounder shape made of some kind of dark crystal. It feels warm to the touch, and as you look at it, a series of colorful lights dance across the surface of that round crystal. Everybody, you are going to make your choice of an Arcana check, a History check, or an Investigation check.
Arcana, history, or investigation.
Basically, you're going to try to you're going to try to
to
determine this thing's like origin or how old it is.
I will make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Well, I don't have anything for any of them, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Roll 15.
Very nice.
I'll roll for investigation. A 6.
8.
Okay. No bonuses for you two?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Odin?
I'm gonna do investigation.
Okay.
8. 12.
12? Okay, so our Arcana check is our highest result, I do believe. Yeah, as the four of you, with kind of Rain in the lead here, examine this thing, the conclusion you come to is that whatever this is not old scrap that's been turned into something new. This isn't refurbished. This is a brand new piece of technology, and it is unlike anything that you have ever seen before.
Hmm.
As you pick it up, a brilliant light flashes from the dark crystal, and beams of light shoot out from it, meeting at an apex about 8 inches or so above the device, kind of in the air. They shimmer for a moment and then form together into this logo. I'm going to bring that out to the middle of the board.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Secret ancient cult?
Uh-oh.
Wait, no, you said it's new tech.
Yeah. It's new, something we've never seen before.
Behind you, you
Uh-oh.
hear the sound of an airlock door slide open. As you turn, you see someone wearing a white clean room suit standing in the unopenable vault door, their face obstructed by a polarized face guard. And that's where we'll end.
You son of a bitch.
Oh my
Damn.
god!
Oh my god.
I knew
the
you were going to do that. I
cliffhanger.
knew you were going to do that. Ah.
I was wondering where he was gonna end. I was like, it's almost 9, but we're not. We haven't cleared this place, and we haven't like checked everything out.
Shit.
Wow! And now we have to wait 3 weeks.
Bruh.
I know, right? Womp womp. That was awesome, though. What a good first session, y'all.
Yay.
That was
Yeah,
so
that was
good. You guys
awesome.
did so well.
Yay. That was so fun. That was
That
so
was.
fun. We actually got packed a lot in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well played, everybody.
Yeah, it was great.
Very well
Thank you
done.
guys.
And yeah, no, I'm so excited about this.
I'll interject here very briefly before all 4 of our streaming pals talk to everybody, maybe as a group, and then probably obviously maybe individually as well. But I just want to jump in and say, hey, if you enjoyed this adventure tonight, please share it. Not just within the communities that each one of you are a part of, but outside of those communities too. We want to make this story something that a lot of people can enjoy. We don't want to keep it to ourselves. We want to share it. So please do whatever you can. We're not putting advertising dollars behind this or anything. It's word of mouth. It's word of skeets on Blue Sky. It's in your Discord servers that you're a part of. It's everywhere that you can possibly talk about it and share it. Please do all those things and see if we can create something here that's not just for us but is for everyone. So
Yeah.
I'm very thankful that all of you were here tonight and that everybody on this team of people who's streaming is so wonderful to work with. Thank you so much to all of you, and thanks audience for being here. And I hope that you're excited for session 2 of Avved, What Lurks Beneath, in about 1 month's time.
Yes.